For those of you who are new to us and it's the first time joining a webinar with us and you have additional questions on what we offer here at IAMS, you can shoot me an email at Trina, Trina, at IAMSinc.com. That's Trina at IAMSinc.com. So the first thing we're going to talk about is the new producer builders. So right out of the gate, once you contract with IAMS for the first 6 months of any of your life and annuity business written through IAMS, we're going to give something back to you to thank you for your business. Depending on the level of your production in the first 6 months, you can earn a number of various things. Maybe it's a website setup or $750 in cash or an overnight stay. There are several options, and you can reach out to your life or annuity sales director to discuss the options at each level you hit. It's just a thank you from us for moving your business to us here at IAMS. Since we're running behind, I'm going to go a little quick. So we also offer a referred producer program. In my opinion, there's nothing better than a compliment from a referral. So if you refer someone to us, it's saying that you like our service, you believe in us, and you want to do business with us, and you want to share those services with someone you know. And if you have names that are popping in your head right now, jot them down. If you already work with us, send those names over to me in an email so we can get you set up as the referral when that advisor boards with us. The advisor would be contracted directly under IAMS and set up as a referral to you and your business. It wouldn't be a downline. So if you have any of those names in there, then if you could think of any of those names, that would be a great opportunity to infuse a little more revenue in your business, and Mark will be telling you about that in a little bit. Back office support. This is one of the things we can pride ourselves in because of the service we provide. We do A to Z for you. We want you doing what you do best, and that's meeting clients and prospects and helping them map out their best financial plan possible. We don't want you spending your time talking to the carriers, following up on cases with them. It requires too much of your time, and you call a carrier, you're on hold for half an hour. So we want you out there generating more revenue for your business, so we're going to take care of all that for you. This is one of the things that I think is very good here at IAMS. We have our website, which is a great resource for all of you, whether you're contracted with us or not. You can go register, and you can go register without being contracted. That's how friendly we are here at IAMS. Save the browser, www.iamsinc.com, in your favorites, and it's a great resource tool and you won't regret it. There's things like the annuity rate watch for the best MIGA rates on a daily basis in the real time, so they'll be current. Sales resource library where you can access sales concepts, white papers, and more. We have Firelight. It's the best annuity app submission program out there. It does take a couple of times to get used to it, but we're here to help you if you need a walkthrough or for us to hold your hand for the first app or two. So it's the best way, really, because it will include all the required forms and it prevents you from missing fields that are required information, so your application has a better chance of getting to the carrier in good order. So also we have I'm a little behind on the slides. Here's some of the carriers that are offered on Firelight. You'll notice that it's mostly annuity carriers. The life carriers that we have on Firelight offer 1 or 2 products each, but then we also have iGo e-app. It is also on our IAMS website, so you can submit any kind of app that you have out on our iGo e-app. You can still submit paper app, however, the carriers prefer that you do the electronic app, faster turnaround time, less concerns. Let me tell you about our creative marketing solutions. It's all in-house. We have a lot of competitors out there that they contract outside of their in-house sources, and they use outside vendors to create their marketing. We have these guys in-house, and we are always gonna get you the best product that we can do as part of our service level to you. Sorry, I was losing my voice. So they can do, newsletters, postcards, stationery, business cards. They can personalize your website. They can build out your social media, do online newsletters. They can just do just about anything. We do offer IAMS Wealth Management. We've seen this continue to grow. We rolled it out at IAMS Wealth Management for more comprehensive planning. And our goal here is to help advisors who want to add that component, and they want to keep everything under the same roof. So we wanted to have something for wealth management to offer you as well. So we launched the IAMS Wealth Management team. If you have questions about that, you can reach out to Duncan at IAMS Wealth Management, or you can reach out to your life and sales director to get you connected with Duncan. We do have life and annuity academies, and we have IUL academies as well. These academies, we have several academies this year. We have one almost every month, unless it's a month that, we're going to have an event, or December and November, we don't have anything scheduled. However, if there's demand, then we will go ahead and get one scheduled in those months as well. The Life and Annuity Academy goes over sales concepts and ideas. We bring in top producers to share what they do and how they do it, and hopes to help educate you on how you can grow your business as well. We talk about a variety of marketing programs and prospecting programs. We partner this with education from a top carrier with the industry. This way, we can give you the best opportunities out there. It's an opportunity to set aside 2 days to get out of the field, to work on your business, set your goals, look at ways to hit those goals, and just focus on your business without, meeting after meeting. And it gives you time to focus and think about how you can build your business. Our first date scheduled coming up is April the 26th and 28th in Des Moines, Iowa. This will be sponsored by Athene. So reach out as soon as you can to get registered. The spaces are limited, so we want to make sure you can attend to one of the Life and Annuity Academies. So call your sales director or your new life or annuity sales director and talk about the dates and times for those events coming up in the future if you can't make the April event. We'll start marketing and sending out registration opportunities here soon for that. The top producer qualifications, it takes 4.5 million points to qualify. The qualification period was July 1st to December 31st this year. So there's still time to get that qualification point hit. It's a couple of large cases, or, a couple of large and a couple of small to get you there. It's at the Kiowa Islands in South Carolina. It's called the Seaside Sanctuary. Reach out to your sales directors to get more information on that. And then top 20 producers will get a trip extension and stay on until the 20th of April. So follow and like us on Facebook and LinkedIn, and join us on our YouTube channel for some more webinar trainings that you've missed in the past or the future. So now we're going to start our Q&A with Marc Catona. Again, my name's Trina Murray. I'm the Life Sales Director here at IAMS. And Marc Catona, he's the president of Protect and Preserve, Inc. And a little bit about Marc before we start. Marc is the president of Protect and Preserve, Inc. He has over 20 years of experience in the insurance and annuity industry. He served as president of the Society for Financial Awareness, South Jersey chapter since 2008. And I would just like to thank you, Marc, for joining us today and appreciate your time spent with us. So the first question I have for you, Marc, is what made you choose a career as a financial advisor, and tell us a little bit about your story.
Good morning, everybody, and thank you, Trina, and thank you, IAMS, for having the honor of asking me to come on and maybe share some light of the 33 years of experience I have in this lovely industry, and maybe somewhere along the way, someone will be able to maybe comprehend some of the things that we talk about today. But I just want to say thank you from the bottom of my heart for having the honor of doing this for everybody. And someone picks up something along the way, that's what this is all about. So their question was, what made you choose a career as a financial advisor? Okay. And so I have to tell you that I am second generation. My father passed 3 years ago, but he was in the financial service industry up until the ripe old age of 84. Can you imagine? I mean, something drove him to stay in the business that long. He didn't want to come out of it. So he actually passed away. I'm sorry.
Oh, I was going to say he must have really loved to stay in it until he was 84.
Yeah, it's so funny. He did. You know, he passed away 2 years after that. My mother said you should have kept him in the office working. You know, but it's funny because I'll do workshops and webinars, or even on the workshops where it's a real visual, and I'll ask people. I'll say, well, you know, when do you plan on retiring? 2 years, 3 years, 5 years, 10 years? And then I say never, and my hand goes up, and everybody laughs because I don't look at this as a job. I look at it as it's a playground. It's so much fun and invigorating every day to help people, you know, and motivate them and become their hero. So I have to tell you that the motivational tool was my hero, my father. Okay, and he motivated me enough to come out of the casino industry, which I was in for 21 years. I overlapped the jobs. I didn't tell my father I got my licenses and got in the business because I didn't want to. I didn't. As hard as this industry is, there's 90% failure rate. Okay, and I didn't want to be that 90% failure rate. I wanted to easily get myself involved in the industry while still having a paycheck to pay my bills. And I kind of slowly weaned myself away from the industry. Number one, I was burning a candle at both ends, and it got me divorced, unfortunately, because I was never home. I worked 2 jobs, you know, and but thankfully it's happily ever after, and things have been wonderful. But I owe it to my father. You know, he's the one that motivated me to get involved in the business and help as many people as I can every day with helping them change their lives in a better direction. And then along the journey, you know, meeting some really wonderful people that, you know, see the same kind of vision that you have. Okay, because it's important that everybody's working with the true partners over at IAMS that can give you that vision. Okay, and drive you and help you along the way. So you want to stay motivated, stay in the industry, and just make yourself better. You know, I'm listening to Trina, and she's talking about these workshop. I'll call them a workshop. Where everybody a limited amount are allowed to come in, and as a sponsored. You said it was a theme. I think I heard you say that. You know, take advantage of that opportunity, everybody, because number one, you're going to rub elbows with people that might be just a little smarter than you in the industry. I learned that lean on, you know, everybody's not lucky enough to have a father that's in the business where I was. It's just that he was a life insurance guy and life insurance only, and that's all he focused at. That was his niche, but he sold a lot of it. I mean, a lot enough to put kids through college and have a couple homes and take vacations. And I just, you know, admired that. But I'm just telling you that you want to lean on experience, okay? And that's where it comes from, those people that have been in the business longer than you. And when you get the opportunity to go to those events, take up on it and just go there and be a sponge, absorb as much as you can absorb, and things will rub off, and it just makes you a little bit better in the business. When I got involved in the business 33 years ago, there was no IAMS, okay? That opportunity for me, it wasn't there for myself 33 years ago. So I struggled, and that's really why I didn't tell my father, that I got involved in the business, because number one, at that time I didn't lean on my dad, so I didn't know who else to trust, what was going on, which way was up, which way was down, not really a clear path and vision, until eventually I met people that wanted to help me a little bit, and from there I just grew.
Thank you for telling us a little of your story, Marc. The next question I have is, when do you set goals for the year, and when do you reevaluate them?
Great question. Really good question. So obviously I make sure that I set goals before the new year begins, okay? And how I do that, it's usually like in November, early December. I'm going to map out, strategize, what different marketing venues that I'll be facilitating for the next 12 months into the new year, whether it's going to be through seminars, webinars, list nurturing, okay? Going back to the list of names that I have through past workshops and webinars, that data is a gold mine, and you want to be able to mine that data, because it costs you money, number one, to have it, and there's many ways to get lists out there, and I know that IAMS has ways to do that for those out there who need to get lists. But you need to make sure in your goal setting that you have a clear vision on, if you did $100,000 in commission this past year, then you need to make sure you up your game, okay? Number one, marketing costs a little bit more. There are people that are out there in the industry, competitors out there, you just take a look at Facebook. You'll see them out there. Anytime you go in there, somebody's doing a dinner or educational event somewhere, okay? Not knocking them, but they're the same people that are in your industry, but are working in your backyard. So you need to make sure that you have a clear path of who you're going to be marketing to, that niche kind of a market, whether it's going to be, doctors, nurses, electricians, teachers, all the different types of jobs that are out there, or it's going to be people that are 3 years from now, they're approaching their retirement age, or they're into retirement for the last 3 to 5 years, and you're the kind of market of people that you want to work with. If you're in your 20s, is it a lot harder to work with somebody who's in their 60s, because they know the lack of experience that you might have, okay? I have a young gentleman in my office, David. He's 20, okay, and he's only in the industry for a year. He's fortunate enough that he has me to lean on, but he also has IAMS to lean on, okay? He can call into IAMS. I know I can call into IAMS or send an email over to my marketing person there, whether it's going to be for the life or annuity, and have them help me put together illustrations and whatnot for the meetings that I'm going to be having with up and coming new potential clients. It's not very difficult to do. You just want to make sure that you're giving them the right information so they can come back to you with the right answers to maybe just help you do a little bit of planning with that new opportunity, because you want to be clear on that. But answering your question about when do you set your goals? Well, as I said, I set them before the year begins, and my goal setting, I will map out just like a budget. I'll map out a monthly, I'll map out a quarterly, I'll map out a semi-annual and annual, and it won't be just on revenue generation. It's going to be on my own personal goals, whether it's studying for the 65 license, which I think it's really important. Okay. And IAMS Wealth is a great partner there. And just yourself, you know what, if you're not taking care of yourself, if you're not in good health, well, what good is it if you're not going to be around a long time if you're not taking care of yourself? So you want to make sure that you're eating right, you're working out, okay, and giving yourself time to maybe education, more education. I follow quite a bit of coaching out there. I mean, I don't know, when Tiger Woods was in his peak, I think he had like 6 or 7 coaches. Well, there's nothing wrong with having coaches, inside of IAMS or outside of IAMS. I follow like Darren Hardy. I took a course a few years ago called Hero's Journey, and I thought it was wonderful, but goal setting needs to be done before you begin your year. And if you're just getting in the industry, just map out the next 12 months, what you want to look at, because there's something out there that if you write it down, you got a really good shot of hitting that target. And I believe in writing it down and following that on a weekly, monthly, quarterly, semi-annual, or annual basis. And I just really think it's important that you put a number, get a number out there. If you need to know how many people that you're going to have to speak with in order to write a specific amount of annuity business and life insurance, and if it's AUM, you got to get that stuff written down before the year begins. That way you follow a track to run on.
So I'd like to take a poll at this time to see who all has set their business goals for the year. If I can do that. Okay, so while we're taking that poll, Mark, can I go back to what you were talking about, nurturing your list? So do you have a client review process that you use to nurture your list, or do you just go back through and what you've got all of their information from meeting with them and prospects? Do you have all their information?
Yeah, so over years of time, being in the industry, as I say, 33 years, and doing workshops and webinars, probably the last I'll say 15, 16 years. I've got quite a bit of data. That I have a CRM. Where that data is in there. Where their names, phone numbers, or emails, what type of client they are. How much business did I write from them? Was there more business? Family members? Is there a spouse? Are there children? When's their birthday? When's their anniversary? What do they like? Are they people who like to golf? People who like to travel? What's their years out from retiring? Are they already retired? There's lots of different things that we can coordinate. So when you're putting your list together, and I believe that's probably something internally, inside of IAMS, that someone could help the people who are interested in getting the data together. But if you already have the data, you already purchased the data, then you can go back to people that are, think about how many people that signed up for a workshop or a webinar that hadn't attended. There's many more that hadn't attended that attended, and over time you build up lots of names. So there are different ways of putting them into a database and going back and then siphoning that, just filter it so you can have new names. I have David, anytime I'm doing a workshop, go back to those people that hadn't attended, because it's fresh in their minds that they signed up, but it's also fresh in their minds they didn't attend. And it's amazing how many more businesses or people that I get the opportunity to get that on my calendar again. So yeah, so it's people that they know my name, they know the name of the company, and over time, if you don't stay in front of that list with people, they're gonna completely forget you. So there's things that you can do, whether it's through social media, or just picking up the phone the old-fashioned way, there's the methodology of doing it that way. And then, we can talk more because I have a phone app that I use as well to go back there and just knock on the door through the phone app. That people do read text messages more than they read their emails. So I have a text message way of doing that through the phone app that they can anybody can purchase the phone app. I think even you guys have that phone app for yourselves there over at IAMS, but that company is CardTap, and anybody can purchase it. I believe it's like $700 for the year, but I can put my list in there of names and whatnot and market to people just through that phone app, which is really cool because I'll send people just a text message and I can do it dated and timed. But I think it's really important, once again, that you're following a procedure, something easy to follow, something that's also that you can maybe if you get busy enough that you can hire, a marketing coordinator, somebody who can help you manage your marketing and your emails and your promotions.
That's a really good point, Mark. And I'm going to take this opportunity. I know I already sent the poll out, but here at IAMS, once you work with us and come on board with us, we do offer a complimentary marketing analysis to help you set those goals and to get to the goal. Mark, did you say that phone text messaging app was called CardTap?
CardTapp. Yes. And they're wonderful. They're the marketing rep. Trina, would it be okay if I gave everybody my phone app?
That way they can that's fine.
Yeah. So everybody on, and I'm going to tell you this. This is something I give out in all my workshops and webinars. And it's a way if I'm doing a webinar online, it's a way for these people to stay on to the end. I'll call it a little bit of, I don't want to call it baiting, but what it is I'll say in the beginning, hey, listen, stay on the webinar till the end, or pay attention while you're in this workshop, because at the end, I'm going to give you a gift. And to me, in my mind, it's worth over $1 million. Now, who's not going to stay on? They all do, okay? So when I'm doing the webinar, I'll say, everybody take out your phones, and whether it's an iPhone or a smartphone, and I want you to text the word, and I made it one word, and I own the word with CardTap, but it could be any word that you create. Now, the word that I own is income planning, all one word. So income, INCOME, planning, put it together. So you would go to your text messages, and not where you text the person's name, but in the body of the text, you type in the word income planning, and where the person's name would go, you type in the number, and it's always the same number to everybody, 36260. And then I say they'll hit send. Well, if it's an iPhone, you're going to walk through the process, and it'll tell you how to get it on your home screen. It's a cloud-based app. It doesn't take up any space. They can't get a virus. So the guard is down, and they're comfortable putting it on their phone. But just think about your phone, folks. How many other business apps do you have on your phone? Wouldn't it be really cool to have an electronic business card, billboard, that somebody has you and your business on their phone, so they can share you with their friends and family, people like them? You do a real good job. People will refer you to them. So, and if it's a smartphone, all you do is send it out and let it go through the process. Once it says install on your phone, you tap that, and then you'll follow the prompts where you'll be able to see it. And where it says add, you hit add. It'll come back where you put your phone number, your name, and your email in there. Now I've collected your name. So I have a phone CRM where I'm collecting data. That data is valuable. And throughout the year, periodically, since it does text messages on there, and it does have its own phone number. So you got to be careful to make sure when you're sending out the text, make sure you put your name in there, and say, this is Marc Catona. I just want to let you know that I just added a new guide for whatever. And I have to tell you, the creative department at IAMS helped me put together some personal artwork on some of the guides that I had. So they can help you there. And all you need is the URL, and you can upload that into your phone so you have something personalized that IAMS has helped me do that. So it was really cool. And I can tell you, it's the best $700 in marketing on steroids that I've ever invested, because people keep it on their phone. And I tell people, I say, hey, listen, I have them become my army. I say, what I want you to do, since I gave you this gift, I want you to go back in your phone. There's probably 25 names in your phone of people that you love. I hit them with these words, love. Everybody loves somebody. You got to have love at least 25 people in your phone. So then go back, take down their name, phone number, and email on a list. And once you have the 25 names, now go to the phone. Go into the phone and find, hit share button in the phone app where you'll put their name, phone number, and email in there and share it and send it. But the second part is calling the person up that they know. They'll be calling them up and say, hey, listen, it's Trina. I just gave you a gift worth over $1 million. My advisor just gave me. Get this added to your phone. And we want to make the world a lot smarter. Have the person or people you just give it to and send out. There's going to be 25 names in their phone that they love. Keep this thing going, and exponentially, this thing's blowing up around the country. I'll get somebody, because in that phone app, I have a personal calendar. It's Calendly, and I don't know if everybody on this webinar has heard of Calendly, but that's my calendar link. And they can hit that calendar link in my phone and book an appointment, which will go right on my calendar. And I will call the people up because I see it on my calendar and say, well, listen, just curious, how'd you find out about Marc Catona? Well, you just helped my cousin in Chicago with their 401k rollover. Can you help me? Well, I don't know yet. Let me gather more information. Let's schedule a meeting. They already have the meeting scheduled. I'll tell them, look, at the meeting, I'm going to be asking you for some specific questions. So be prepared, get some of your statements out so we can have a conversation where it'll be worth your while and my while. And so that time, it's just another way of marketing, but I'm glad you asked the question.
Well, thank you for sharing that with us. My next question is going to be, what's your process for evaluating a new prospecting or business system?
Okay, great question. Really good question. So I follow, I've actually merged a couple things. Number one, I'm a Circle of Wealth guy. I don't know if everybody's heard of Circle of Wealth. Money Tracks. Money Tracks is a software to help you find the money. And, IAMS turned me on a couple years ago to Juicebox, and everybody has their own kind of system, but they've kind of repackaged it, and put it to their flavor. It works. But I know if anybody who's on this call is involved with Circle of Wealth, I use their platform for the 10 steps to helping the client process. And that 10-step process is, open-ended questions, not questions that are going to be, one-word answers, yes or no. These are questions like, what are you currently doing in preparation of your financial future? Okay. What do you like most about what you're doing? I follow 10 questions, at least 10. That way you have a conversation with someone who, it's the right kind of conversation. It's not conversation with somebody who, you're not going to be doing business with. So, you need to follow that process. What do you like most about what you're doing? What don't you like about your financial position? What would you like to see enhanced or improved? What's been your past experience for preparing for your financial future? What you ideally like to accomplish with your financial strategy? Tell me about your decision-making process. What keeps you up at night? How did you hear about me? And then I ask them, I say, I want you to complete this sentence. When it comes to my money and financial situations, the only thing I really care about is what? And everybody's answer is not the same, okay? It could be completely off the charts. So you don't ever stereotype anybody. Don't look at somebody and say they don't have any money, okay? Because some of the people who have the most amount of money don't know how to dress, okay? That has nothing to do with it. And I don't label people. I would just tell you that you want to follow a process. The process is, I have 10 steps. I have them, complete number one, we do the questions because it's really important. You go into a doctor's office, what's the first thing they're doing? They're handing you a clipboard, right? And in that clipboard, there's a bunch of questions that's got to be answered. And from that, from there, we're going to go. So then I have something called a financial communications questionnaire, okay, that I think it's really important and everybody gets that. Everybody, whether, I'm going to have them sending them beforehand and while I'm meeting them, it's already done. But, and I know IAMS has a wonderful amount of tools and the website that you could use what's there. It's the data taker that they have. I don't really know the title of it's called, but it might be something with data taker. Trina, are you aware what I'm talking about?
Oh, we have so many different things. I'm not sure which one you're exactly talking about, but everything we have is located in our sales resource library, and I can help everyone who needs me to help track something down for them. I can help you find it out there.
Yeah, so it's really important that you follow a transmittable practice. Where I go through my 10 steps. Where it's open-ended questions, something called circle talk, financial communications question, explaining how you get paid, okay, and then the referral and how introductions work. Because I'm not afraid to tell people, I do this for a living. I try to help as many people as I can every day, and if you like what I do for you, I'm sure that you have friendly people like yourself, because as they can pick you, you can pick them too. You don't want to deal with nasty, and there's plenty of nasty out there. You want to deal with nice people who need help, okay? And so at that point, that's usually my first session. That's usually an hour, okay? And then from there, we're going to determine if we're going to work together or not. Majority of the time, I say majority of the time, not all the time, I will either fire them or hire them, and vice versa. Okay, we might not have the same personalities might conflict. So I want somebody who's not going to be telling me what to do. I'm doing this 33 years. Them being a plumber. I'm going to listen to what they want, because it's really important to understand the difference and understanding between the wants and the needs. Okay, so I go through my first appointment is a 5-step process, and my second visit is another. It's going through 6 through 10, reviewing the questionnaire that we did in the first meeting. Helping finding the money, discussing ideas, and then introducing the products, and then taking action. Okay, but it's really important. Number one, you're going to have the right kind of person that you're dealing with. Okay, everybody's got to have an elevator speech. Okay, and I don't know if everyone does. Okay, but I'm going to give you one right now that everybody should write down. This is the golden nuggets here. So I'm in the financial service business with a very unique approach. Okay, everybody write it down. I'm in the financial service business with a very unique approach, in that I help people find money they are currently transferring away unknowingly and unnecessarily. They will ask you, such as, and then you'll talk about the major areas where people are transferring money away. So
Mark, can you repeat the second half so everybody, make sure everyone was able to write that down?
Yeah, so I'll start again. I'm in the financial services business with a very unique approach, in that I help people find money they are currently transferring away unknowingly and unnecessarily. And then they're going to say, well, they're going to ask you such as, and you'll talk about the major areas where people are transferring money. I address areas such as mortgages, taxes, how you fund your qualified plans like IRAs and 401ks, college planning, and expenses like car payments and credit cards. Most people will lose more money in these areas than they will accumulate in their lifelong savings account. So, I mean, you really need to be different. You need to be impactful when you're talking to people. It really makes sense. So I believe that we can have a bigger impact on your financial future by helping you avoid the losses rather than helping you pick the winning investments. It makes little sense to have $1 million only to discover you lost $1 million along the way. I'm sure we all can agree with that. So that's my elevator speech, okay? Because we all need to have an elevator speech, and then, there's ways of things that we can do that, over time, because, you're at an event, whether, I don't know, whether it's through the Chamber of Commerce or maybe just at a social event, and we're all looking to find people that we might be able to help. We might be able to be their hero, and so how that's done is by just the way you develop rapport, asking people, what do you do? And if they don't ask you what you do, ask them what they do. And generally, they're going to be asking back what you do. Does that make sense?
That makes perfect sense.
So if you tell someone that what you do and they're not interested, so it's time to come up with something else to say, okay? So if someone says to you, how to answer the question, what do you do? So I'm in the financial services business with a very unique approach. I help people find money they are losing unknowingly and unnecessarily, using those dollars found to solidly and solidify their financial future, preferably without impacting their current lifestyle. Folks, I'm giving you some strong golden nuggets out there, okay, that I have used, and I have to tell you, this year was my best year. The year before that, I did that Darren Hardy Hero's Journey program that really helped me, okay, acquire wisdom and skills and made me a lot more powerful to serve others, okay? You want to lead by influence. You want to be the impactful person that's going to just help change lives in a positive way. That's basically my mission, okay? Hopefully I answered you the answers that you like hearing.
Yes, that was perfect. Thank you very much. The next question I have is, tell us about your referral process and how it benefits you as a business owner with like clients or referring advisors.
Great question. Okay, and I touched on it a little bit, with the clients, because there's so much, and you brought up about that list nurture. There's so much that we leave on the table, okay? It's amazing out there, because when you went to school and out of 100%, the goal was to get 100% on a test, and that was A+, right? Well, today, folks, we're accepting 2.5% and less on these marketing, advertising. That's failure in my mind, okay? We're spending quite a bit of money out there, okay? And getting a much lower response rate than I got 16, 18 years ago, where it was 4.5 and 5, okay? It's a much lower way of getting people in front of you. But if you do that math, you have all those people that sign up to show up to be in front of you, and only, I'll say 30% of them show up, and you got that other 70%. Well, that's a gold mine, okay, that you still have to work with. And it's a gold mine if you even acquire a client, because if you do the right thing and they're really pleased with the outcome of how you conduct yourself and what you're doing for them, well, if you just set it up properly, and I say set up properly, you want to make sure when you're meeting with people, if you're a sole producer, and I consider myself a sole producer. I'm producing business where I do have an administrative assistant, okay? I have David. David's not a salaried employee. He's an advisor like everybody else on this call. He just got lucky enough that David works in my office, but he works for himself, okay, as an advisor. But he has all the tools that you guys have out there. You've partnered up there with IAMS, okay, and you have the tools to work with there. So with the referral side of it, I'm using data that I have paid for that wasn't those ones who showed up. They're people that I can use and market them and have them, once these people become clients, number one, everybody's going to have my phone app on their phone, okay? I demand it. I make sure it gets on there. And also, I teach them how to be my marketing army, because now they're going to be sending out my phone applications to everybody that they love in their phone. And it amazes me how it works. But other referrals are just coming through annual reviews, okay? Doing annual reviews, picking up the phone. How many of us go back to the people that we wrote, a year ago, 2 years ago, 5 years ago, 10 years ago? For some reason, we ghost them. I'm a lead by example. That used to be me. I don't do that anymore, because these people believed in me. They saw that Marc Catona could help them. They became a client. They put money in my pocket. It's so easy for these people to do it again if you revisit them. It might not be they might not be in the right situation, because maybe you already, you worked with their finances already, but guess what? They met people from when you met with them last to now that maybe they're in their phone right now. Maybe they are new friends, new people that they've acquainted themselves with. How many business owners sell their businesses during the course of the year? Okay. I've learned to focus in on business owners, where I'll work with CPAs who work with business owner clients, and those business owner clients need help. There's a couple different marketing venues that I have out there that it's strictly, the niche is business owner clients, but you got to pick your niche, and there's lots of different niches out there. So you pick your niche and you work that niche, and over time you're going to be the specialist in that niche if you make yourself good enough, okay, where you're going to get educated, understanding what those people want, and help them. But I mean, there's ways that you can do that by joining their associations. Okay, I think that's really important. I use SOFA, Society for Financial Awareness. I've been a member of SOFA for 16 years. That's one of my ways of doing my webinars through SOFA. I pay an annual membership, which is a total tax deduction, because it's a 501c nonprofit speaking bureau. There's 16 different avenues they have for you to be in front of new people, and I purchase groups of people. I believe they charge like $600, but those people are with me till the end, till who knows. I mean, I've got like 6 businesses, including the Texas Customs and Border Patrol, that Our clients, can you imagine Texas Customs Border Patrol, 3,000 employees? I do the webinar every month. SOFA got me in front of those people. And IAMS has SOFA as one of the strategic partners. So that's another way that you can market. And also, once you're out there, it's a great referral base to work with and grow business. Now, as far as, really cool thing that IAMS does too is any new advisor that you feel that, hey, this might be a great fit for your buddy who's in the business but not really happy with where they're at, doesn't have somebody like an IAMS to partner up with. Well, guess what? IAMS will give you an ongoing stipend, okay? A percentage, a portion of, the business that person that you help sign up and they're doing business, they'll give you a little piece of the pie, which I think that could add up to a lot of money if you start giving them high quality people that plug into the system, are educated, willing to learn, or maybe don't already have the experience but just need a better house, because these guys they're true partners. I mean, the greatest thing is, man, qualify for a trip. It doesn't take much to qualify for a trip. Once you go on one of these trips, you become addicted. I mean, they're covering the cost of your room, your food, your different things that you're doing while you're there, your activities, your travel, you and a guest. I mean, it doesn't get any better. I mean, you make wonderful money. Don't tell everybody, but we're so overpaid. Shh, don't tell anybody.
Going back to the referral process, I just wanted to clarify that every quarter, Steve Murray will sit down and write a check out to you for the referral, the business that the referral advisor is doing. It does not impact their commission at all. It's something that we give them. It's something that we give you for referring your friend or business associate to us, and it doesn't affect their commission at all.
And it's wonderful because it comes in at the greatest times when you need it. And you can use that for anything you want to use it for too.
And it helps us out here at IAMS too. Marc's referred several very good advisors, so I'm happy to be working with them as well.
Awesome.
So what do you value most from your partnership with IAMS? I know you've already touched on some, so won't be a super long answer, but if you could just point out a few more things that you might value the most with our partnership.
You know what? I have to tell you that clarity means everything. Okay. I mean, there's no gray area. We know exactly what's going on, what's coming up, what educational events are being planned. Okay. I know who I'll call it my team over there is that I'm working with, and it's been nice because if somebody was out sick or whatever and I needed something, somebody else picked up the ball and they helped me. I mean, you guys, I love the fact that you're as big or small enough that I get heard from you guys all the time. Okay, where it's happened with the other IMOs that I work with that you're just a number. Thank you. That doesn't happen with you guys. I hear from you all the time, and that means it's a true partnership more than anything else. I mean, she just said Steve Murray, the CEO, cutting checks for the advisors. Okay, and I can't tell how many times this man has called me up and just said thank you. I have to tell you, I have had that happen one time outside of IAMS where the CEO has called me up and said thank you. That means the world to me. So true partnership from the top to the bottom.
Thank you, Marc. So last question here. How can IAMS add more value for you as a producer?
How can you add more value? I would tell you that It's something that I want to bring to the attention, that I think it would be a wonderful idea if we added a paraplanner to the mix. Okay?
Paraplanner.
Paraplanner. And for those who don't understand what a paraplanner is, because many don't, they do the analytics. They develop and help you inside of the plan. This is the person that does, the majority of just, the person that just helps you just a majority of the duties before the client's meeting. So they're just helping you analyze that. Now you guys do that to a certain degree, and I have to say that, which I think is a wonderful trait and to have in there as another asset. But a true paraplanner, that I think it would be wonderful for every advisor that they could lean on, between, if you want to have, whether it's life insurance, annuities, AUM, really depending upon, your licenses that you have and what your niche is that you want to work with that client. So, but a paraplanner, I think, would be a wonderful, wonderful tool to have.
Duly noted, and sending it to Steve before lunchtime.
Wonderful.
So we'd like to open it up now. If you would like to ask any questions to Marc that he could answer, if you have any questions at all, or if you would like me to give him your information to reach out to. But now's the opportunity. We have probably we can take about 5 to 10 minutes if you have any questions. And also, if you think of questions after we hang up, you can email me at Trina, Trina, at IAMSinc.com, IAMSinc.com. Well, Marc, it's not looking like anybody's typing any questions in here. If I get any questions after the webinar, I will shoot them your way so we can chat about it. I really, really appreciate you taking an hour out of your day to come on here and help us and help the other advisors out in the field. I hope they learned something today that they could take back and apply to their business to help build revenue for themselves.
Awesome.
So,
I want to thank you.
Sorry, go ahead.
No, I was just want to say I thank you, and hopefully, you know what, if it could change at least one life of who's on here today, and if it could change your life, who's ever listening in, if it can make a difference, if it could add another $50,000 to $100,000 of revenue for you guys, I mean, that's what these things are all about. And I just want to say thank you, Trina, for giving me the opportunity for those that are out there as attendees today.
Well, Marc, we really appreciate you. We appreciate your business and all that you do here at IAMS. And with that, I'm going to sign off and have everybody get back out into the field.
Make a lot of money. Have a great day.
Thanks, Marc. You too. Bye.
Bye-bye.